I don't have an intro, so sorry. Here you go. It's the first day of my period and my body is hurting more and more, but I actually feel really good today. Thank God. Couple days leading up to the period were really, really hectic, really, really chaotic because I was having really bad mood swings. Sometimes like on my period, like maybe I'm chilling, but by like the next month or the next cycle, sometimes like is like really bad. Like my PMS symptoms get really bad, and I get really like shoo-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's really bad. So that's kind of how it was going leading up to my period the last couple of days. Like I was just like flip flopping back and forth. Like I'd be good one day, and then the next day, like just going through it like really bad. And so like last night I was in my car on the way home from class. It was hard. It was tough. I think right now, at least, like I needed to have those little moments to kind of build up to this one. Touched upon a bit more in my last video. I feel like I've been dealing with a lot of grief lately, a lot of unprocessed grief in my life that I've never had the chance to like make space for and allow myself to like feel, like really feel. And like even like when I would cry or if I would cry, it would take a lot to get up to that moment, mainly because I've been practicing a lot of emotional numbness for most of my life. And so like the hard times I've been having, I think in the last however long now was like kind of like unblocking a channel, like removing obstacles from a river path, I think. I feel like that's the best way to put it, honestly. Emotions, like dealing with water. Yeah, it was really about removing like the rocks that was stored in the sediment there. Wow, we're really getting poetic and shit. There was just like a dam built up, making that flow unnecessarily difficult, you know? The pressure from the river was like constantly like pushing against the dam, and water being water, you know, it's slipping through the cracks and it's like getting through in some places, and it's like pushing and trying to break the dam down. All of my emotions kind of wanted to spill out and wanted to be seen, and they wanted to resume their natural flow of just like existing and moving wherever they got to move and going wherever they got to go. And so this really frustrating process of like starting and stopping and starting and stopping and not knowing why it's more difficult than it needs to be was mainly because like I wasn't used to getting to do that. I was more used to having the dam built up and having to store these emotions somewhere, not being able to let it flow and not being able to process it or perceive them or even know about them sometimes. That like it was becoming a lot for my body. It was becoming a lot for me and my personal growth and my ambitions and all of this like death and dying and decay, and a lot of the suffering that I was going through was because of this dam, because of this like immovable object. It's a classic paradox that questions the possibility of such entities existing and interacting. It's a thought experiment that highlights the limitations of logic and physics, suggesting that the very concept is contradictory. Yeah, I guess in this situation, like the immovable object was the dam that was built or being built in place, past and present kind of doing their thing simultaneously. And the unstoppable force was this river, was this natural flow of things. And they were both clashing. I guess in this paradox, it's not that it's contradictory for them both to exist and interact at the same time. It's more so that it is very difficult for it to. The circumstances in which that takes place is so unlikely to succeed or to continue. It's a hard situation all around because you can't have something that can't move, and you can't have something that is so powerful it can't stop. Like they're both just clashing, and that clashing, I think, is just what was happening like inside my brain, inside my body the whole time. Like I was just like I was one thing and I was another. I was the river trying to push through, but I was the dam trying to hold it down. And it was just a lot. It was just a lot for my mind, body, soul to process, to hold, to take care of. It was like, at some point something has to give. I feel like the power, the flow of the water, the flow of these emotions, this river that needed to be undammed and unclogged and unobstacled. I don't know, it really just needed to make way for itself. And this immovable object, this dam built of rocks and sediment and all of these sad emotions that had hardened into something like rock or sediment. It needed to be broken down. It needed to be moved. It needed to be unburdened, really. I don't know. I'm trying to speak in these in these terms because I feel like I don't know, these are two parts of me here. These two physical, tangible parts of me, in the sense that I'm trying to use tangible terms to paint a mental picture. Like just this energy of things, really.